What is up, guys? Aiden Smith here with the Paint Your Path podcast. I'm coming here to you solo. All right. So I have no co host, it's just me. We're going to go on a little date and we're going to explore some interesting topics. This is going to be valuable. It's going to be strategy based. It's going to be a little bit about my story and stuff like that. But for the most part, if you own a painting business, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to take the next step in whatever industry you're in your business, this is the right place to be. So, with that being said, like I said, Paint Your Path podcast. If you don't subscribe to the channel or follow the page, go do so right now. Take 2 seconds and come right back. Go subscribe, go follow, because it means that we're actually reaching people. We're helping people out. We're impacting people. And if you haven't yet, go check out the other episodes as well. Obviously, you can get through this one with me first, spend some time with your boy. But if you want to go back, go ahead and check them out. And hopefully you can stick around for what's to come. So we're super excited about that. We have a lot of great ideas, a lot of special guests that are going to be coming on. We should be announcing that this week for our next guest. But for now, you're stuck with me and you have to hear me ramble. And sometimes I might go on a rant. You're just going to have to deal with it. So, right now, there's 3 specific topics that I really want to talk about because I've coached a bunch of painting contractors. Okay, so there's common denominators that I'm finding with people that are struggling getting over the hump. Okay, so 3 big topics. I'll talk about them all separately, but like I said, if you are in the same boat as I'm talking, it's going to resonate with you. So number 1 is progress over perfection. Okay. So we had a really, really cool coaching call last night where we had 2 guests collab and really go in on what they do to make sure that they are able to switch their mindset into less scarcity mode and more abundance, right? That is the reason that these 2 guests on the coaching call last night for our Paint Pro coaching have now been able to grow successful businesses. Okay, so we had Russell Peach from Peach Painting, and we also had Angel from United Painting, and these guys are absolute crushers here in Florida. Combined 5 million plus in painting business revenue. So they know a couple things about growing a painting business, and they're just normal guys like us, right? They've came from humble beginnings. Angel has an amazing story of where he came from. Dead broke, I mean, I'm in a similar boat, right? Like you start from one place, but then you make certain decisions that allow you to level up. That is the journey of being successful, right? So what happens is billionaires, millionaires, whoever you think is successful started from one place. Some from humble beginnings, some they had a little help, all right? You can't worry about that though. Don't forget where you came from. Don't get me wrong. I still have Philadelphia on the hat. I represent where I'm from all the time. But at a certain point, we have to say, okay, that was then. Let's move past that and let's focus on what we can do now to help ourselves. No more excuses. Let's be accountable for everything we're doing, every decision we're making, and let's really try and level up. And if that means indulging in countless Alex Hormozy YouTube videos or business conferences or connecting with like-minded people just to submerge yourself into the mindset of I am going to be successful no matter what. That's what it takes. And some people have to do that a little more than others, depending on, again, where you came from. But the reason I want to touch on progress over perfection is because too many people think they need to figure it all out, right? It's like, I can't take this step because I don't have this stuff in line, right? And what I would say is, it is best to go for it and figure it out as you go than to kind of think about it, overanalyze, analysis paralysis, right? In the real estate game, that's a big thing because a lot of people sit on the sideline, right? And this is just a quick reference, but a lot of people sit on the sideline waiting for the market to correct to buy houses, waiting for certain things in their life to align just perfectly for them to make a decision. Now, that decision is costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars because the equity that they could have had from maybe spending a little bit more ahead of time and building up the equity, as now they've lost the opportunity to cash out on that, right? So it's like now they're behind the 8 ball, even though they think they're coming in at the right time or saving money. And who knows with this economy, obviously I'm not going to get too into it, but you just never know what's going to happen anyway. So that it rings true in business as well, because it's like, you know what, I don't want to run ads right now because, I just don't have the manpower to take on more work right now. And it's like, well, what happens is you get the opportunities and then you recruit the guys to go after and do the jobs, right? It's like you will figure it out. And no matter how you go with it, right? The point is you need to sell, you need to get out there and make shit happen. And sometimes you're going to stumble, fall, you're going to mess up, lose money, but now you learn from it. Now you're like, wow, I ain't doing that again, right? It's like now I can say, hey, at least I tried this, right? Like just recently, all right, for example, for my coaching, I wanted to improve my funnel. Okay. So I knew that if I optimized how I looked as far as when people click my ads and it looked better and it was a better representation of what I've been doing over the last couple of years, I would have more opportunity to work with more people, right? So I paid a guy, he went in, he did his thing, but I was looking and I was like, dude, I just paid you X amount of dollars, which it wasn't chump change. This is like, I thought he was a professional and I didn't think much got done. So I had to go back to drawing board and said, hey, did I not set him up for success? Did I not give him the right vision? Or is this guy just kind of pulling my leg and wasting my money right now? That's what the conclusion I came down to was. He kind of just didn't do as much as I thought he would with the money I gave him. So I had to pull the plug. Look, I was out $500, whatever it was, $1,000. Tough luck. Now you move on, you figure it out, and I'm going to better vet that guy next time. I'm going in and making sure we're on the same page. I'm getting updates all the time. I know exactly when I go into this project, what I want out of this guy and what expectations I want to set. That rings true with the subcontractors and the types of lead services you go after. If I hit with that guy, it was a home run. What the value he said he was going to bring to the table, the price that I paid, it was a good amount of money, but like for what he was going to do and said he was going to do, shit, it made all the sense in the world. So we have to have that same mentality and say, hey, I'm going to take the chance, even though maybe I don't have the best systems in place or the best, know-how in this space. I'm going to trust that this guy's an expert with my best judgment, given what I know. Maybe I can talk to some people and they give me some advice or maybe referrals. But for the most part, I got to act. Okay. I got to make progress. If I'm going to build my business, I have to start doing shit, right? I can't just be waiting around until I figure out exactly how it's done and the ins and outs of the industry. That's why other people can help you get to that next step. All right. So really just taking the action. All right. That's the number one thing out of this topic I want to take before you know every single little thing about it, or it's the perfect time to do so, right? Obviously, don't go into a commercial project that's like $200,000 project if you're only doing $300K in revenue. That doesn't make sense. Okay. But for the most part, simple goals, getting more work, hiring guys, going out and hustling. Those are all things you need to do right now. Can't wait till the perfect time. Can't wait until you land that job and then you'll have the money to do so. Go get a line of credit. Go spend to make. You create a funnel. That's, your business is you input something, money, time, effort, outcomes, product or results, solutions, jobs, right? That's kind of the basic of it. That's the basics of it. Simply speaking, that's what you need to be doing. And the big businesses know that. And they know they're going to crush you because their ad spend is going to be double yours. Their marketing is going to be a lot better. And they're taking action, right? They don't know every little thing about the market that they're getting into when they're opening up a new CertaPro franchise. Yeah, they have market research. Yeah, they have a lot of information on it. But it's like, is it going to stop them from, making that move and really getting things going? No, they're going to figure it out on the way. Okay. And I challenge anybody listening to do the same thing. Okay. So that's number one. Number two is going to be take the risk. All right. Go ahead and make the move. So this is kind of similar to what I just kind of talked about. But at the end of the day, you will either learn from it or you will win. Okay. Think about all the times, right, that you took a chance. All right. I'll give you an example of when I took a chance. I moved to Florida 2 years ago from Philadelphia. Philadelphia sucks as far as living there, right? I love it because I grew up there, but it sucks. I mean, let's just call a spade, okay? I moved over here and it took a lot of money, it took a lot of time. I at first was going to close my business down there because I didn't understand how to run the business remote. I was like, you know what? It's probably going to be a lot of stress. I'm just going to start a new life out in Florida, right? Like literally I was like grassroots ground up. Let's get it. Came out here and I was like, but wait, I have so much information regarding this painting industry. Like I was able to get off the brush. I was able to build a business that was well known, that was doing good. I had guys, subs, like the whole nine. I had the brand. I built that. Now I have the know-how. I have some decent software that I use. I could just give this blueprint to other people. I could just teach people how to do this, right? To how to grow their own business and run, not have to, partner up and rely on somebody else to help them out. I can help people do it themselves. How do I do that? Okay. So I went and I reached out to a coach that had been hitting me up, had been in my advertisements on my feeds on Instagram, Facebook. Scrolling down, I just kept seeing him, and he goes, hey, if you're looking to be a coach and you want to kind of like teach people how you do whatever you're good at, click this link, book a call. And I said, all right, let me book a call, see what this guy's about. Got on the call, sounded good. He basically said, look, it's gonna cost X amount. And I said, I don't got that right now. I just moved, I got a family. I just basically shut down my business. I didn't shut down at the time fully, but like it was like looking that way. My savings were a little depleted. We just kind of put money for the place we were staying at. And I was like, dude, it just doesn't make sense, right? In my head. Now I'm wired different, but like back then I'm like, shit, man, this is going to really set me back. Like I'd have to have a guarantee if anything. And he goes, man, there's no really guarantee, man. But what I'll tell you is we've helped people do X, Y, and Z, and here's the proof. And you've seen it in my page, and that's why we're on the call. And I said, yeah. And also, knowing about me being a risk taker, right? It's one of the common traits of entrepreneurs. For me, when I was in corporate world, I had taken a test, and it was called the Caliper exam. And it was basically like a high level corporate test. What they do is they give it to you and they say, hey, take this test. We want to learn more about your soft skills, qualities and traits that you may not even know. But when you take this professional exam, probably takes like 2 hours to do. It's going to help us understand your tendencies, your traits, how we're able to like position you in the company to get the most out of you. So I said, no problem. Took it. And one of the things, a lot of the metrics will be like, all right, multitasking, right? Like for example, 0 to 100, I was at like 68, there's a bunch of other soft skills, right? One, my risk taking was 99 out of 100. All right. 90, like this was groundbreaking because it's like, usually you fall within like 30 to 70, right? That's like kind of, you have to have some gray area, right? It was 99. Like I think about it though. I had Upton left Florida or Upton left Philadelphia. I had risked the business. I always jumped around jobs just because I was like, I want more. I need more. I was always searching for more money, more opportunity, more status, more position. Let me run the company, blah, blah, blah. Like I knew I had it in me, but I went out and I tried to take as many risks as I can to get to where I thought I wanted to be. So this is going to make sense in a second. But coming out to Florida, the guy said, look, this is what I can do to help you turn yourself into a coach. And I did it. Ultimately, I spent the money and I said, you know what? I'm betting on myself. I'm going to make this investment. And I took a major risk. And at first, it did not work. Like I was making videos on videos and like, you would get some comments here and there, but it did not work. I literally resorted to, all right, this isn't going nowhere. I need to work for somebody. So I got a job. Ended up working for Alex with Cabinet Coating Kings. Basically, he said, hey, man, you could be my sales rep. Tanner Mullen connected me with him. That's one of his good buddies. And he basically said, hey, do a part-time sales rep until you get the coaching thing going and you'll be fine. So I said, yeah, I'll sell some jobs for him. No problem. That's cake. Went in, did selling. And Alex goes, bro, there's more here than just you selling. And I said, I think so too. But I don't know if it's with you because I'm trying to do my own thing. And he goes, no, but we can make it work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in a position that's a little different. All right. I don't necessarily have the money either, he was saying, for this position, but I want you to manage my business. whatever you see, whatever systems you think you can improve. I have a couple other, locations that are just out there. I want you to improve the entire thing. Do whatever you need to do. Tell me what to do. We're going to roll with it. This is after we built some friendship rapport and he kind of understood what I brought to the table. And that was one of the best things that could have happened to me because it really gave me the confidence to say, if I can do this for a $2+ million business and help him the way I did, I could do this for anybody smaller or around that size. So I just kept sticking with it. I was blowing money on ads, networking, going, meeting people, and I really didn't have the money to go ahead and do that, but I did it because I said, I think there's something here. I think I'm good at this. I found a little bit of liking into it. And what I did was I resulted into, hey, we're doing 3 people free. So my first 3 people that joined the coaching, so maybe 1 or 2 spent a little bit, but like for the most part, they were pretty free. Like they didn't do anything. And I just said, I need to make results and get people in the door. So that's what allowed me to really kind of break through. Okay. And I know this is going off on a little bit of a tangent, but the point is I took the risk. I stayed in the pocket. I lost. I was down. I had to just resort to a 9 to 5, right? Those are all the things that you guys are going to go through as entrepreneurs, but you can't let it stop you, right? Because ultimately right now I'm winning. The people in my coaching are winning. I am making money. My painting business is now making money. The people I'm coaching are making money. The people in my circle are making money. We're helping each other out. It paid off. It took a little bit of time. I went through ups and downs, but ultimately it is now paying off. And now the trajectory is amazing. And it would have never happened if I didn't take that one risk with that guy, right? If I didn't move to Florida and really relocate and rethink of what I was doing, because I was good. I was like, look, Philly's good, man. We don't worry about nothing. We're living. I work doing sales in the business, but that's really it. And then now I closed that down, took that risk, and now I kind of ramped it back up. Now we're running remote business. Now we're opening a new location in Florida. So basically what I'm saying is like, if I would have never just buckled down and said, you know what, let's do it, I'm cashing in, it would have never happened. So all the things that you guys are thinking about doing as far as spending money on Facebook, Google ads, going, getting lawn signs, improving your marketing, your branding, your systems, going and reaching out to other people, maybe in some networking events, webinars, whatever it may be, you need to go. You need to try and level up, because if you don't, you're just going to be stuck in the same place forever. And if it fails for whatever reason, you're going to learn from it, and it's going to make you better long term, and that will pay off. It won't be immediately. It will suck at first, but it will pay off because you'll get better and you'll learn more. Okay, so I'll end it with this. Mark Zuckerberg says the greatest risk is not taking any risk at all. Okay, number 3, and I hope you guys got something from that. Commit to your purpose. So I'll tell you this. I kind of touched on that I jumped job to job, right? Early on. I was in sales. I got my degree because I was like, I can always rely back on that for business. A lot of my family said, look, you could be a top manager at a company. You could be a corporate guy. You can have a pension. And I was at one of the best companies in Philadelphia as far as family oriented, like, those people back in the day, well, maybe your parents, hey, they worked 20, 30 years at one company. The company loves them. Great relationship. Now they have a pension. I had that set up. Like, I was at that company. I was making like a little over $20 an hour. I was like a inside sales rep. I'd managed accounts, and I could have sat on that chair for 20 years and got a nice pension. That could have been my life right now. I could not be on this podcast, but what happened is I said, you know what? I felt like a cat stuck in a cage, or how like sometimes you just feel like you can give more and you're like, this isn't right. This doesn't feel right. Right. I don't know what it was. I just had this burning in me to go out and figure shit out, do more, use more of my abilities that I knew I could give, instead of just answering this call and placing orders for these accounts, which was fine. I was making an impact. I was doing okay, but it's like, I knew I had more to give. Right. And I'd been painting for a while. I was pretty good at sales. I worked at Verizon as like a phone business sales rep, whatever you want to call it. And I figured, let me put my sales with my painting And that's when I started the painting business. But what happened was I failed, right? I left. I remember the day perfectly. I left my painting business card because I opened up right before I left. And I left like 24 donuts for the office and said farewell. And I dipped out of there. Great company, but I wanted more. I wanted to have my own thing, start my own business, and try at least. But I ultimately failed 2 or 3 times in my business until I did get it. Okay. But when I was jumping job to job, right, I also saw people as a transaction. Okay. So when I was at that job, yeah, the people were fine and all, and we had good relationships. But like, I was like, how can I be a sales rep? How can I make this manager as happy as possible so I could level up and be this outside sales rep, get to the next sales manager, blah, blah, blah. Was I ready for it? Probably not. Could I have figured it out? Sure. But I felt like my purpose was greater than where I was. And I was using people as like, okay, I'm going to this networking event just to meet ends meet, pay my bills, and because you're part of the job, right? It wasn't like I was genuinely interested in connecting with these people. Fast forward after falling flat on my face and realizing that that is not the way that you should be living your life, because one, it's unfulfilling. It doesn't give you purpose to do that. But two, it's just fundamentally wrong, right? If people know that you care about them and that they know that you want to create genuine relationships and you actually make an effort to make them know that you care, they will ultimately help you out in the long term. And that's something my wife actually helped me out with. When I first met my wife, I did not have that mentality at all. And she showed me, and for anybody who's like anti-religious, this might hurt you a little bit, but she showed me God, and now I walk in faith. I'm baptized. Thank Jesus for my life. And I had to commit to, one, a higher purpose, but also I had to look at my relationships around me fundamentally different, right? I was around people and I saw them just as a transaction. So when you switch it to now, I see people as they can make me better, I can make them better. I can give and not expect anything, and I will get more in the long run than trying to just get a quick return favor, right? That is not how you have to be living life. So what I mean by commit to your purpose, change your mindset to the people that maybe you can get jobs from, maybe that can help you out. Change it to, how can we work together? How can we better each other? And ultimately, that will help you in the long run. But also, think of the people that need your services. If you own a painting business, think of the people out there that are getting gypped over by handymen, gypped over by lazy painting contractors in your area. I want you to make an effort to reach them first. Make them know about you. All right. There are so many people that I've coached that said, Aiden, I wish I would have known about you 3 to 4 months ago, when I was like in a way better spot, when this didn't happen, this job completely screwed me over. I lost so much money. If you were there, I would have been so good. You have to think about that with your customers. People in your area are getting screwed over every single day by sucky contractors, and you can be the savior, but you have to reach them. So when you commit to your purpose, you start to think of things differently. How can I actually do that? One of the ways is spending money to get in front of their faces, right? If I, as a coach, am going to figure out how I can help more painting contractors connect with more people, create genuine relationships that are going to allow us to elevate both of us, right? I have to spend money or make a ton of content to reach them. There's no other way, right? So for you, how many people can you shake hands with? How many lunches can you go on to try and figure out, hey, I want to try and help you, your business. I want to see how we can help each other. What can we do to make things work so we can both make money, both be good in our business, and we can help each other out and give each other value? Start taking that approach. So if you know you have a great brand, you do great work, you need to start marketing so you can get the word out. You need to start connecting with more people. Commit to your purpose. Your purpose is to change people's houses and their lives and to make them feel better in the home they're in and have a great experience with your painting company, right? So they don't have to go through the headaches that you hear all the time with these painting contractors. Commit to that by spending money to try and reach them, right? And there's percentages and stuff you have to work with, right? It's like ideally you spend 10% in marketing, right? Based on your gross revenue. But if you're not even at the point where you're really calculating numbers, you just need jobs. You need to get in front of people. You need to spend to get, right? Because right now I just launched our painting company down in Florida. It's been around for maybe a month and a half or so. I'm doing everything I can to make people know that I'm here. I'm ready to make a serious impact in this area. And I'm ready to do an amazing job with any of the clients that I come in touch with, right, in contact with. Having that genuine relationship seeking, value giving intention, people will notice. People will see me differently. People will say, hey, this guy Aiden, he actually cares. His guys care. They are on the same page. They came in, they did an amazing job. I'm going to have my sister or brother work with this company because they do everything right, right? The reviews speak for it. Why do you think I spend so much time on social media sharing all the wins of our coaching? I want people to know what's going on so I can do the same for you. You have to do the same thing with your painting company. When you guys are doing amazing jobs, like you would be so surprised how many people I coach, and I look at all their socials, they're barely posting. They don't have much on their website. But when I ask them, hey, what kind of projects have you done? Oh, we've done massive churches. We've done bridges. We've done a multi-million-dollar house. I just did a house for Tom Brady. Like, where is that? I want to see that, bro. Like, I don't even care if you subbed for them. You need to get them photos. You need to tell people that you've done this work, right? I need to know what you have going on. It's actually, it parallels with a conversation I had yesterday. I was on the call with one of my social media strategists, and basically I explained, I want to get the point across of the resources that I have access to that are in my coaching. What is the best way to do that? And we pulled up some, like, basically it's like a sheet of like my production rates, right? But it says like confidential and it's blurred out. And it's not because like I want to, not give the value and stuff, but like, that is worth something. I want to show you that this is in here. If it's a good fit for you, if you feel like you need it and you want to learn this, it is available for you. You have to do the same thing with your painting business. If you want somebody that's going to come out and do a great job, like all my companies do, that have high end quality, like I'm sure a lot of the people watching here, you have to post that. You have to post the amazing before and afters, the in-depth work. I was at a house the other day. I posted like 8 or 9 videos of the same exact house. Is that repetitive? Yes. But guess what? It's more content. It's educational. I'm reaching more people. I'm telling people that I care about the jobs I'm doing, and I'm actually doing a good job because I'm willing to show you every little aspect of this job, right? So start wiring yourself differently. Start thinking, how can I get my brand, which I believe in, my workers, which I believe in, to get in front of as many people as possible, and not even thinking about the numbers at all. That will make an impact in your business. All right. I don't want to get too in the weeds of like business numbers, how many people you should be contacting, how many people you should be closing, blah, blah, blah. Just think about, how can I make the greatest impact in the community that I'm in? Okay. So I went on somewhat of a ramble here, but I hope you guys got value. This is going to be like a 30-minute one. But we're going to be on Spotify, guys. So we're going to be uploading all of our past episodes, this episode, and we're going to be doing some cool things. Like I said, we have a guest coming up that I am extremely happy for. And we have a lot of things going on just in the painting industry as a whole. I'm super excited for what's going on with the painting industry, right? Everything from the PCA, the new guys that are coming in as far as the marketers, the coaches, the people out there that are really helping the painting industry level up. It's really a cool thing to see. So if you are not connected with local groups, Facebook groups, people that have common interests like you, whether it's in the painting business, you're in the home service industry, entrepreneur, you need to get with a group that is going to speak your language, that shows you what's possible in this industry. Okay. We have a lot of awesome resources out there. And I promise you, if you know somebody or see somebody on social media that inspires you, reach out to them. They will have no problem messaging you back, giving you tips, advice. And same for myself. If you guys see something that you're like, I want to learn more about this, or I want some advice on this, or maybe I have a project and I just need some pointers, reach out to me, reach out to Joel. I'm sure he would love to help you as well. And yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody who has been following us as far as the Paint Your Path podcast. This is something that we've been meaning to do for a while. We have a lot of stuff that we want to give as far as value, and a lot of stuff to get off our chest also. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, go like, subscribe, follow, and I will talk to you guys soon.